All right, ready for a deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. Today, we're heading to Poland,
Oh, cool. We're in Poland.
a town called Nowy Bieruń.
Nowy Bieruń, okay.
And we're going to explore the story of how its parish came to be.
Okay.
And it's more interesting than you might expect.
Oh, really? More interesting than I expect. Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, our main source for this deep dive is the work of Gerard Mies.
I don't know him.
He's a local historian and music educator from Nowy Bieruń.
Interesting combo.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so what makes this parish story so interesting?
Well, Nowy Bieruń is a relatively new town,
Huh?
but its parish has these roots that go way back.
Okay.
They're like intertwined with older villages.
Mm.
And even, get this, a different religion.
Oh, wow, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. So before we get to the parish itself,
Okay.
let's just picture the scene before Nowy Bieruń even existed.
All right, I'm picturing it.
Okay, so picture like scattered villages, each with its own parish.
Okay.
But some of them were across rivers, can you imagine?
Having to, like, travel to a different parish.
Yeah, like having to cross a river just to go to church.
Wow. Yeah, that shows dedication.
Talk about dedication, right?
Big time.
Yeah, and on top of that, you've got like national borders changing and the Reformation happening.
Oh, the Reformation. Yeah. Big changes.
Yeah, for those who need a quick reminder, that was a major religious upheaval that basically split the church.
Yeah, big time.
So you can imagine the impact that had on these villages.
Trying to figure out where they belong, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So much change.
Okay, so then fast forward to the early 1800s
Okay.
and enter the Prussian Royal Highway.
Ooh, a highway.
This was a major trade route.
Okay.
It sliced right through these villages.
Mm.
And that's really what set the stage for Nowy Bieruń to, like, pop up.
So this road was like the catalyst.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it wasn't just any old road either.
Yeah.
This was like, I don't know, the I-95 of its day.
Okay.
It connected major cities, brought in economic activity, government officials.
Makes sense.
And with all those people coming in, guess what they needed?
What did they need?
They needed a local place of worship.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So it's almost like this road, like, gave birth to the town, you know?
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's like the road was the seed.
And here's where things get interesting.
All right, lay it on me.
You ready for
I
this?
think so.
The first church building in Nowy Bieruń, it wasn't even Catholic.
What? Seriously?
It was a Protestant church built for those Prussian officials.
Oh, wow. So the Catholics had to, like, wait their turn?
Yeah, you could say that.
That's wild.
It is. And there's another layer to this. The land for this Protestant church,
Yeah.
it was donated by a Catholic landowner, this guy named Max Schultz.
Wow, really? So a Catholic donated land for a Protestant church?
Yeah, how cool is that?
That's very
Like,
cool.
interfaith cooperation was just, like, normal back then.
It seems like it.
Yeah, even with all the bigger things going on, like the Reformation and stuff.
Yeah, that's really fascinating.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Yeah.
So what do you think this Protestant church was like?
Like, was it some big grand cathedral?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm picturing like a little steeple,
Yeah.
some stained glass,
Yeah.
wooden pews. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe I'm way off, though.
Well, it wasn't exactly a grand cathedral.
Okay.
It was a smaller building,
Okay.
but it was still charming.
Hmm.
And to get this, it was designed by a well-known architect.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. And it cost a lot of money for the time.
Really?
Yeah. So you can picture this small Protestant community, like, cooling their resources
Yeah.
to build this, like, symbol of their faith.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
like a community effort.
Yeah, in their new town.
That's nice.
I bet they were proud of it.
Yeah, I bet.
But then World War I happened.
Oh.
Huge changes, right?
Yeah, yeah. Huge.
Borders are redrawn, population shifted.
Yeah.
What do you think happened to our little Protestant church?
I don't know. Was it destroyed? Did they have to abandon it? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Well, after the war,
Okay.
the German Protestant population, it dwindled.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And that left the church vacant.
So what happened? Did they just, like, board it up?
Well, this created an interesting opportunity
Like whom?
for the local Polish Catholic community.
Oh. So they saw a chance.
Yeah, a chance to finally establish their own parish.
Oh, okay. So they were waiting in the wings.
Yeah.
Nice.
So do you think they just moved right in?
I don't know. Is it that easy? It wasn't quite that simple. It was more of a process.
Yeah.
A community decision.
Okay.
So in 1921, there was this big meeting led by Jan Łaja.
Okay.
He was the head of the local district office.
Okay.
And he was, like, really determined
About?
to get a Catholic parish in Nowy Bieruń.
I bet that meeting was interesting.
Yeah.
Like you've got a community that's been through a lot.
Yeah.
They're trying to rebuild after a war.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they were all on board with this?
Well, there was some hesitation, I imagine. I mean,
Yeah.
some people were probably worried about the costs, especially after the war.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the economy was probably still shaky.
Yeah.
And, starting a new parish is a big commitment.
Yeah.
Financially, you know?
Right. So how did they convince everyone?
Well, this is where Jan Łaja's personality really comes out.
Okay, tell me more.
He kind of, played this card.
What do you mean?
When he sensed that resistance, he threatened to turn the church building into a cinema.
Wait, what?
Yeah, if they didn't buy it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like a movie theater.
A cinema?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Right. You're right.
Oh my gosh.
It was pretty smart, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Suddenly they're thinking, oh, we might lose our church to movies.
Yeah.
I guess the fear of missing out on a church was bigger than the fear of paying for it.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So.
Yeah. Did they go for it? Did they buy it?
They did.
Okay.
They came together and bought the church for 200,000 marks.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
That's like nothing.
It was a steal.
You couldn't even get a decent shed for that now.
Right.
Okay, so they have the building. Did they just, start holding mass right away?
There was still some work to do.
Oh, okay.
You can't just, flip a Protestant church into a Catholic church.
That's true. I never thought about that.
Yeah, they're designed for different things,
Right.
different rituals, different
Right.
symbols.
Uh-huh.
So they had to make some changes
What kind of changes?
to, make it work for Catholic practices.
I see. Yeah.
Unfortunately, our source doesn't go into too much detail about the renovations,
Okay.
but we can imagine,
Yeah. Like redecorating and stuff?
Yeah, maybe they rearranged the inside
Mm.
and added Catholic imagery. I don't know, stuff like that.
I bet it was a big project.
It was probably a lot of work.
Yeah.
But, this was the culmination of their dreams, right?
Yeah.
To have their own parish.
Yeah.
And finally, in 1925, it happened.
Oh.
The parish of Nowy Bieruń was officially established.
That's awesome.
I know, right?
What a journey.
It is.
From scattered villages,
Yeah.
having to cross rivers to get to church,
Uh-huh.
to a brand new town with a Protestant church turned Catholic parish.
Yep.
All thanks to a determined community leader.
And the threat of a cinema.
And the threat of a cinema. It's amazing.
It really is.
It really shows how, seemingly random events can shape history.
That's a good point.
Who would have thought that a road, a war, and movies would all lead to this?
I know. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. What stands out to you the most about this whole thing?
I think for me, it's that community spirit in Nowy Bieruń.
Yeah.
It really comes through in the story. Their resilience,
Yeah.
adaptability, and their willingness to come together even when things were tough.
Even when they had different viewpoints.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They could have been divided over that empty Protestant church, right?
Yeah.
But instead, they turned it into something that brought them together.
That's true. It's like they made the best of the situation.
Yeah,
It makes you think about the things that have shaped our own communities,
absolutely.
Every town, every neighborhood, they all have these stories full of twists and turns and unexpected connections.
I know, right? What happened in your town?
Exactly. And who knows what stories are still out there just waiting to be discovered.
Right.
So basically, our listener needs to go do some digging.
Yeah.
Maybe research their own local parish, see what they find.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine the stories they might uncover.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Forgotten people and little details that, bring history to life.
Totally.
And speaking of uncovering stories, our listener could also learn more about Gerard Miss, the historian who wrote all this.
Oh, yeah, he's the real MVP.
Yeah, right. Clearly passionate about local history.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes you wonder what other cool things he's found.
Total.
Okay, but before we wrap up, I have one more thought.
Okay, hit me with it.
What if Jan Łaja actually went through with that cinema threat?
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
Yeah, Nowy Bieruń, the movie town.
Yeah.
Maybe they'd have their own film festival.
Oh, that would be so cool.
I know, right? Drawing people from all over.
Totally different vibe.
It's wild to think about how one decision could have changed everything.
Yeah, the butterfly effect of history.
So there you have it.
That's our story.
How a Protestant church became a Catholic parish in Nowy Bieruń.
A real underdog story.
It's a story about community, adaptability.
And a little bit of fear of missing out on a church.
A little bit of FOMO, yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how history can surprise us, right?
Absolutely. It's always full of the unexpected.
And sometimes the most fascinating things come from the most unlikely situations.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So to our listener, keep exploring, keep asking questions.
Yeah.
Keep an ear out for those hidden histories all around you.
Yeah, you never know what you might find.
Until next time, happy deep diving.